Okay, so in here we need to add another line of code to increment our start row variable so we can send the next item to the next available row on our worksheet item. And then let's replace this code by, no, we need to declare our worksheet first. So we'll be using that worksheet name, which is WI5. So we'll be using my sh as variable name, and it should be declared as worksheet. Then let's set this to our workbook, that sheets WI5. Now we can replace this line to my sh, that range A, which is our first column. So concatenate it with the start row value, and yeah, let's just copy this line of code to the other debug.print. Sure to replace that. Oops, I forgot the equal sign. And this one. And let's change the column name to B, C, D, E, and F. So, oops, we don't have an F. Why? Right, it's because we did not include the action. So we should not capture the action column. So we need to change this to 1. And no, I think it will add more work. Let's just delete the first line. So let's replace this column name, and then here let's return 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, this is good. So upon testing, and you can see that the informations are now sent to our worksheet. So let me just show you what's happening on the back end when we are running our code. So here, just click F8 and you can see that the information are saved or sent to our WI5 worksheet. But here we are not filtering anything, so the tool or this code is capturing all the information. So later, what we need is only items under calculate client security hash and WI5 type. So we need to filter that on those type of information only. Let me maximize it, and yeah, let's tap this code, and let's remove this data first. So select all the information, but the easy way to remove all the information with that range, we need to declare a name for this range. Let's call it clear WI5. Copy that, and let me just add a comment in here. And then we have to clear our template before we start capturing information. So you can do that by using my sh, that range, then the name of the range, and clear contents. Or I think it's better if we used that clear. So in here, I think we can now make sure to add a comment here that this if condition exclude the table header. That's why we have that. And then this one will check if children number 3 or the type of the item is WI5 using the dot inner text. and then make sure to add the end if in here and indent this line of codes. Alright, now let me add some value in here so we can check if our clear command is working. And let me add a message box in here that will tell us once the process is completed. So let's try to test it by running our main procedure. So you can see we have a successful login. It navigate to work item. Then here it captured the table information. So let's check. Yeah, process completed, but we don't have any information because again there's no WI5 item on page 1. So we need to navigate through the other pages and then capture the items under WI5 type until we reach the last page. So how are we going to do that? So in here we need to have a loop, a do-while loop that will continue until the next button exists, this one. So we need to inspect that element. You can see in here that it has an inner text, a greater than symbol, and it also has a class attribute which is page numbers. I think we can use these two attributes for our condition to check if that element exists. So in here, let me just add a comment before we add the code that will click the next page until the button is not available. So let's start with declaring a variable. Yep. Let's use next button exists. So let's declare it as boolean, and then let's set the value of this variable to true by default, because on page 1 we don't have to click the next page once we are on the first page. So here we can use our do while next button exists is equals to true. We will continue capturing information and filtering them. Then let's indent it, and then here we need to check if the next button exists after we capture the after we filter the information and capture the information from each page. So again, we'll use the page numbers class attribute and its inner text. So we need to declare that element first, and it's a link, and then we need to loop through all the link within this page. And to do that, let's use but by default let's set the next button exists equals to false. And then for each link in our IE that document or IEdoc that get element by tag name A, so that's the anchor element tag name, and then this next LNK or next link, and then if the page number or if the LNK that inner text is equals to the greater sign symbol, and the link that class name is equals to page numbers. Let's just copy this. then we need to click that link. So we need to set it to true, meaning it still exists, so there's still a next page, and we need to click that. Make sure to remove this set. I think I'm on other language why I'm using this set. So you should only use set if you are controlling or using a object variable. So here we end up the for statement, and then we need to click that button. So link that click, and then of course after we click that, we need to have a delay to ensure that the next page is loaded before we do the next action. So we have 3 seconds delay for that, and then let's use do until ready state is equals to 4. Again, 4 is the equivalent of the ready state complete status, and then it's a one line do events only, or do loop events. So yeah, I think we're good in here. So let's try. We start from the login, navigate to work items, and then yep, as you can see on the URL, oops, why did it stop page number 2? Okay, why? Let me check on the code. There's a permission denied. So yep, we no longer handle the table on the next loop. That's why we received the type of error. So to fix that, again, we need to set the handle of our table element. So let me just find that line. So here we need to copy this, and then before the loop end, we need to, or in here before we exit on the exit for here, we need to set again the handle of that table element, so we will not the same error, or we will not receive the same error. Oops. Okay, so right, let's try to run it again. We are not page 2, now page 3, page 4. Yeah, I think it's working now. So let me check on the Excel while the program is running, and yes, it's capturing the information that we only need, which are the item under the description, calculate kind, security hash, and WI5 type. Okay, so I'm not sure what page are we right now, but you can see that even if the Internet Explorer is in the background, it still works. So process is completed, and we can see here on our application that it reached the last page.